500,000, 500,000 gallbladders are removed every year from unsuspecting, innocent Americans. It's awful. Anyway, gallbladder is a bag of bile. Bile's so interesting. You know, we don't talk anywhere near, this program we do, but in the world of health, we don't address bile anywhere nearly as much as we should. Bile does many, many things in the body. Now, most people, at least if you're listening to this program, you know bile is important for helping process fats. Bile is your body's internal soap, if you will. It's a detergent. It has a very same chemical nature as Dawn dishwashing detergent. And just like Dawn dishwashing detergent is necessary for getting peanut butter off your knives or off your plates or greasy food off of your pots and pans, bile is necessary for separating the greasy or fatty or lipo elements from foods. That's its main role. So you eat a fatty food, goes into your stomach, and then it drops down from your stomach into the first part of your intestine. And as soon as it leaves your stomach and goes into your intestine, a big squirt of bile comes out of the gallbladder and goes onto the food and breaks up the food, liberates the fats. However, if you don't have a gallbladder, that's not going to happen. If you don't have a gallbladder, doctors will say, well, your liver there is a little pipe that goes from your liver into your intestine, and that's true, but it's a microscopic little pipe, and you get a drop of bile, a little tiny squirt of bile. The gallbladder is a big bag of bile, and it drenches the food with bile. It saturates the food with bile. And here's the thing where it gets tricky, Sharon, and everybody listening who's got gallbladder problems. As the bile leaves the intestine, it circulates. And as it's circulating through the large intestine and back into the liver, it does a big circle. It's picking up poison and dirt and crap and drugs and toxins. Bile is not just a fat-liberating element. It's also a detoxification element. It's how the body cleans out excess hormones. And one of the first things that happens when you have a gallbladder problem or a bile problem is you have hormone problems because you don't clear out your excess toxic hormones as effectively. And bile helps process drugs and clean out prescription drugs and non-prescription drugs for that matter. And so if you have a bile problem or you don't have a gallbladder problem, you're not going to be clearing out drugs as effectively. Toxic waste, heavy metals, all the crap that builds up in our system is cleared out through the bile. And so without a gallbladder, that's not going to happen as effectively. And even worse, if you got lots of digestive problems, and if your bile is working overtime to try to clear excess food toxins and excess hormones and excess heavy metals and excess crap from living a 21st century American lifestyle, the bile is going to get sludgy, like engine oil gets sludgy. Is this making sense, Sharon?
Yes, very much. Amazing.
Okay, the bile gets dirty, it gets sludgy, and on its return trip, it starts to get thick. And guess what happens once it gets thick? It doesn't come out of the tubes and the pipes as effectively. It clogs the pipes. And as it gets thicker and it clogs the pipes, it starts to form crystals. And as this continues, those crystals become stones. And then you say, I've got a gallstone, and your boneheaded medical professional says, let's take out the gallbladder. This is the stupidest, near the top of the list of the stupidest things doctors do, and that's a very long list, by the way. To take out the gallbladder because you have dirty bile and compromise your ability to digest foods and detoxify your body for the rest of your life is idiocy with a capital I. Play this archive for any boneheaded medical professional who tells you to have a gallbladder removed. So here's what you got to do, Sharon. You got to figure out why you're not processing foods correctly, especially fatty foods. Okay? That means, number one, do a food diary. Okay? And notice when you have other digestive symptoms, especially loose stools or maybe constipation. Usually it's loose stools or gas or bloating. Any digestive discomfort, connect those with foods and immediately eliminate those foods. It might help you to stop eating for a couple of days to resensitize yourself. Then start using digestive support, especially for fats, all the things we talked about earlier in the program. Lecithin, bile salts, the ultimate enzymes from longevity. The biolumin nightly essence, probiotics play a major role in helping us process fats. Chop up your fats, chop up your fatty foods, break them up, I should say, or blend them, make them easier to process. Mix up your veggies with oils and with lecithin. All the things we've been talking about here. Use MCT oils. Listen up tomorrow. We'll talk about MCT oils. Lecithin, by the way, is very similar to bile. This is one of the reasons why lecithin is so effective. Bile and lecithin have a lot in common. In fact, there is lecithin in bile. Bile is partially composed of lecithin, the same stuff you buy at the health food store. So when you use lecithin, you're actually kind of supporting bile. That's how lecithin works. It's like a component of bile. It helps your body make bile. It acts like bile. So using lecithin can help. Then there are nutrients, amino acids especially, that help you make bile, build bile. Taurine, Taurine, 100 to 200 milligrams of taurine a day. Glycine. You'll get that in the whey protein, or you can supplement with a few hundred milligrams of glycine a day. That's also important for making bile. Choline, choline, that's also important for making bile. 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams a day. Methionine, that's another amino acid-like substance that can help you process fats. Maybe a couple hundred milligrams of methionine a day. Make sure you're using lots of sulfur. Sulfur is very, very important for helping process fats. Use MSM sulfur. You'll get sulfur also in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Healthy Start Pack. So you got lots of things you could do. Sharon, please don't let anybody take your gallbladder out, and treat your gallstones or your pain as a diagnostic tool that are informing you way better than any doctor or any test. Your gallbladder is your best doctor. Your symptoms are your best tests. They're your best diagnostic tools. Use your symptoms as a diagnostic tool. You'll know you're getting better when your symptoms start to improve, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless. I hope everything works out, Sharon. Thanks for your call. All right, Debbie in Florida, what's up? Welcome to the bright side.
Hello?
Hello, Debbie. What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
What do you suggest doing for I get sinus problems constantly and severe headaches.
Okay. Sinuses, probably fluid and congestion, correct?
Correct.
Pressure in your head and the sinus area, like over your nose, that kind of thing. All right. Mm-hmm. Whenever pressure is building up in the head, think of your head is made up of you could look inside your head, you'd see all of these caverns. The sinuses are like little chambers, if you will. And when you feel pressure in the sinuses above your nose or in your cheek area, what you're experiencing is the pressure that is being applied to the sinus cavity by fluid. All right? It's excess buildup of fluid. Whenever you have fluid, not just in your sinuses, but whenever you have fluid building up, you have a sign of a defensive response. So important, you guys. Sinuses, respiratory secretions, any kind of fluid secretions are a sign that the body is defending itself. Hang tight, Debbie. We'll take a break and we'll finish up when we come back, okay? I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We're coming back at you right after this. Don't go away.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, grain-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curve appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got a couple lines open. Debbie in Florida. Got some sinus pressure, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so what you want to think about is a defensive response, as I was saying before the break. Anytime fluid accumulates in the body, it's one of the ways the body is protecting itself. What happens is the circulatory vessels, the blood and the lymph, they open up and they start to leak out their fluids in an attempt for the body to get all the defensive cells to that area. And so one of the things that happens is you'll end up with this fluid accumulation that puts pressure on the sinuses and ultimately can cause headaches as well. So here's what you need to do. You need to associate the sinus problems when they flare up with something that's occurring in your environment, most especially food. That's the most likely suspect. So it will help you, number one, to note your flare-ups, note when it gets worse, and then connect those flare-ups to something that you did within the last hour or 2 or 3 hours before. Does that make sense how I explained that? It was kind of messed up. Okay, good. So the flare-ups are your best friends because the flare-ups are giving you very valuable information. Anytime you have something increase or flare or spike, that's very important and valuable information. All the stuff that you're trying to do is you're trying to read your body, decode the symptoms of your body. That's basically what we're talking about here. So when the sinus flares up, what did I do an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago? And it helps to write things down. We have a way, our brain has a way of tuning things out. So if you try to use your memory, that might not be as useful for you. So write it down and see what happens. And pay especially close attention to foods because that's the most likely entrance of offending agents that will spark up a defensive response. Sometimes with the sinuses, you also have respiratory things like your breathing, and that can also be involved as well. But food, you have a lot of control over the foods you eat. So see if you can notice that you have problems with specific foods. Number one, notice if your sinus symptoms flare up when you eat certain foods. And number two, look for digestive symptoms. It's very helpful to find bloating and gas and discomfort and loose stools and all the things we always talk about here, and then connect those up with foods, and that'll give you another piece of information. And third thing, those are the first two things, okay? Look for flare-ups in the sinus, and then associate those with something that you did or something in your environment. And then look for digestive symptoms and associate those with flare-ups or also with digestive problems. Those are the first two things, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Then the third thing you're going to do, and this is also important, and it's just as important as the other things that we were talking about, you want to start to pay attention. You want to start to look to anything that's going on in your body in terms of inflammation or immunity in the joints perhaps, or autoimmune issues, or anything that's going on in any kind of inflammatory issues, and again, link those up to problem foods or something that's in your environment. So you're going to look for flare-ups in your sinus, you're going to look for digestive problems, and you're going to look for inflammatory issues in your joints or pain or anything along those lines. Do you have anything along those lines? Does that sound familiar? Any arthritis or gout or anything like that?
I did, but I'm taking the glucogel.
Well, no, ma'am. I'm just talking about in terms of information. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person and you're correct. Okay, good.
Yes.
These are your friends. Remember how I said, does that make sense how I'm explaining you how your symptoms are your friends? They're informing you? Right. So all that is good information for you. Then we want to start to work on digestive health. Number one, digestive enzymes are very valuable because if you take them on an empty